Hello, today our lesson will be about the particle theory of matter from Complete Chemistry of Cambridge Secondary 1. First of all, we will know everything about this lesson and it will be so easy. Okay, we have here three pictures. These three pictures are about substance. As you see, we have just like marbles, a waterfall, and something. Okay, all substance are made of particle. We know that everything around us are made of particles. Okay, these particles are so small that we cannot see them. Okay, this is the first thing we should know about particles. Okay, you should highlight the thing that I am highlighting so you will not be lost. We have examples of these substances. For example, water, it have particles that are all same to each other. Okay. Using the particle theory, we have solid, liquid, and gas. We have three states that we just mentioned now, and we're gonna know about them and about the shape, about the if they are attached to each other or they are far to each other. We have this is the solid, and this is the liquid, and this is the gas one. First of all, we will know about the gas one. We have, for example, ice. Okay, ice is a solid. When a substance it is a solid state, the particles touch each to each other. As we see, these are the particles. They are so touching to each other in a regular pattern. And they are very strong, attracted to each other. So we have some points we should know about the solid one, that they cannot move. They just vibrate in the same spot. And they have a regular pattern and they're very strong attached to each other. And here we have in this shape, why cannot I change the shape of the ice? Why we cannot change it? Because it's so stick to each other, as we see the particles, and we cannot change it. We cannot move, but they vibrate in the same spot. Second, we have the liquid state, such as water or anything that you can drink it, or like a liquid structure. When a substance is in a liquid state, the particles moves around in and out of each other. So in the solid, we just see that they cannot move or do anything. They just vibrate in the same spot. But in the liquid, they can move in each other. The particles are strong attracted to each other, but are not regular pattern. So we should know here that they are strongly attract to each other, but they are not in a regular pattern. We can see one is there, not like neat as the solid. So in the liquid state, we should know that they move around and they are strongly attracted to each other, but not in a regular pattern. And here we know, like, if we pour water in any container, it takes the shape of the container that we have. Okay. The third state we have is the gas state. As we know before, that they not touch to each other. Each particle is away from each other, and they are very weak. Okay, and they move fast in all the direction and no regular pattern. Okay, so here we should know about the gas. They do not touch to each other, and their particles are so weak, and also they move fast in all the direction and no regular pattern. And as we see here in the drawing, that there is no specific shape of the gas because they're so weak and they move all the direction. So here from this paragraph, you should know the difference between the solid and the liquid and the gas. Okay, here we have compressing solids, liquid, and gases. We have here a man who's going out on the mountain, and he cannot be holding a very big cylinder, having the oxygen, so they squash it into a small cylinder. He cannot be holding this container about 20 hours at the mountain, so they squashed it into a small cylinder. Okay, what will happen? This compress, means to compress thing. Like, for example, this one, it have a lot of spaces. They just make the same particles into a smaller one. The particles will get closer to each other. You cannot compress a substance in the solid or liquid the particles are already touching it, so they cannot get closer. So for the compressing, you just can compress the gas. You cannot compress liquid and you cannot compress solid. Why? Because they are already touching to each other, as we learned from the three states of the solid and the liquid and the gas. The second paragraph we have getting bigger and smaller. Okay, what is this? As we know, this is like a jam. It's like smaller, so they can hold some of the air. Okay, as we can see in this photo, he's trying to open the jar. So George tries to open a jar. Its metal lid won't move. It's like not opening with him. So he hold the top of the jar and the lid in the pan of a hot water, then the lid comes off easily. So he put hot water so he can open the jar. Why? This works easily. The lid gets slightly bigger, expand, and it gets hotter, so it fits less tightly. So if we put heat to something, it will like be expand, it will be bigger, so you can open it more easily. And also the liquid state, if we put some of the hotter, it takes up more space in the tube, okay? So it will go up and it will show the temperature. Like in this one, we can see if it's like more hotter, it will go up and up and up. And we have the opposite way in here. We have contracts. What that mean? When solid or liquid are in a state cools, its particles vibrate or move slowly to each other. The particles get closer together. The sample of this substance gets smaller or contracts. So we have here the difference between two things, between expands and contracts. The expands mean you give more hotter things, so it will be more bigger, more hotter in this example. But for the contract, we have cools more, and also the substance are getting more smaller. Like from its name, if you see expand, so it will be more bigger and hotter. And contract is more cool and more smaller.